So do you also want to generate images in seconds? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to generate image using an AI agent from Webhook response. So like you, I also used to manually generate all the creative for my client, but this is such a time consuming and a tedious task. So to solve this problem, I've simply created this amazing automation where what is going to happen is that as soon as my client fills in the form where they brief about the creative, automatically my AI agent is going to generate that creative, and further I'm just going to add that creative into my Google Drive so that my team can review it and further present it towards my client. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between Webhook by Pabbly, OpenAI and Google Drive, and to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So if you also want to create this amazing automation for your own business, then for that you have to come with me towards my screen.
Welcome to my screen everyone. In this video I'll show you how to generate AI images dynamically based on data received through Webhook. So whether you are triggering it from form, chatbot or external app, this workflow uses the Webhook response to craft a response, send it to an AI image generator like DALL-E and instantly returns the image URL. So let's build a smart automated image generation system that responds to real-time input. So to do this, I'm simply going to open a new tab and I'm just going to look for the landing page of Pabbly Connect simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. Now it is opening the landing page of Pabbly Connect, and over here we're just going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore the application. But over here I'm an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this button which says sign in, and once I'm just going to click on this sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps, and over here you're going to see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm simply going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connects account, and once I'm just going to click on this access now, it is going to open the dashboard of my Pabbly Connects account, and over here to start with the automation we simply have to click on this button which says create workflow, and now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here on my dashboard you can see multiple folders which I've already created in which I save my workflows. So if you also want to create a new folder, you can go to its create new folder button to create your own. I've already created mine, so I'm just going to save my workflow in one of these only, which is automations, and now I'm just going to name my workflow as this generate image using AI agent from Webhook response, and then we are just going to simply click on this button which says create, and once I'm just going to click on this create, it is going to open the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by a trigger, and that's the particular reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of a trigger in a particular workflow. And to get started, I'm simply going to select my trigger application which is Webhook by Pabbly. So today I'm just going to use Webhook by Pabbly as my trigger application, and now for the trigger event I'm just going to simply select it as catch Webhook. Alright, and now it has given me a Webhook URL. So what I'm just going to use is I'm just going to use Pabbly Form Builder in order to connect this by Webhook by Pabbly today. But Pabbly Form Builder has an integration with Pabbly Connect already, but today just as an example I'm going to use Pabbly Form Builder only. You can use any another application which is not connected with Pabbly Connect, and you can simply connect it using this feature of Pabbly which is Webhook by Pabbly. So what you have to do is you simply have to copy the Webhook URL and you have to insert that URL in the same application which you're using which is not connected with Pabbly. But Pabbly Form Builder has a connection with Pabbly already, but I'm just using it as an example. So I'm simply going to connect this Webhook URL. For that I'm just going to go towards this integrations tab and I'm just going to open it in a new tab, and now from here we simply have to go towards this blue button which says create Webhook. We simply have to paste the Webhook right over here and click on this save, and once I'm just going to click on this save, yes, you can see that my Webhook has been added. And now over here you're going to see that it is saying waiting for a Webhook response, and in the notes it is saying do a test submission / record. So in order to capture this Webhook response we have to do a test submission or record. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to open my Pabbly Form Builder, and over here I'm just going to do the test submission of this form which is creative brief. So I'm just going to open this form first, and we're going to see that I'm just going to do the test submission. Let's say I'm just going to enter the company name first. And after entering this company name, I'm just going to move on further. I'm just going to enter the email address right over here. Now I'm just going to enter the campaign title and the theme theme or concept. And now I'm just going to enter the preferred color palette. I'm just going to move on further. I'm just going to select the visual style. I'm just going to enter the target audience, and then I'm just going to enter must have visual elements. And after doing all of this, I'm simply going to click on this button which says submit. And once I'm just going to click on this submit, it is saying your message is submitted successfully. So with this, we have successfully completed our test submission, and now Pabbly has captured the response of our test submission right over here. You're going to see all the details are exactly the same which we had entered during our test submission. So yes, with this, we have successfully completed our trigger step, and I'm just going to move on towards my action step, which is creating an image using these details. So for that, I'm just going to select my action application as OpenAI. So I'm just going to search for OpenAI and select it. And now for the action event, I'm simply going to select it as generate image right over here. So I'm just going to look for generate image DALL-E and click on this connect. Now over here, if you have already connected your OpenAI, you can go towards this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the token. And to get this token, I'm simply going to open my OpenAI API key page. And after opening this page, I'm simply going to go towards this create new secret key button. Now I'm just going to enter my key name and select the project and click on this create secret key to create the key. So you can do the same. I've already created my key, so I'm simply going to paste that key right over here. And after pasting this key, I'm simply going to click on this button which says save. And with this, we have successfully connected our OpenAI account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it's asking me to select the model, so I'm simply going to select the model as DALL-E3. You can select any another of your choice. And now it is asking me to enter the prompt, so I'm simply going to enter my prompt right over here. And now you can see that I have successfully entered the prompt, and I'm just going to add the details right over here in this prompt. Alright, so one by one, I'm just going to map all of these details. Alright, so you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step. We selected Webhook by Pabbly as our trigger application. So we are simply going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we are just going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. Alright, so first I'm just going to map this campaign title right over here. I'm just going to search for title and map it. Then I'm just going to map the theme or the concept right over here. So I'm just going to look for it, and then I'm just going to map it. Then I'm just going to map this color palette right over here. So I'm just going to look for the color palette and map it. Now I'm just going to map the style right over here. I'm just going to look for the style right over here, and I'm just going to map it. Now I'm just going to move on further. I'm just going to map the target audience. So I'm just going to look for target audience, map it. Now I'm just going to map this visual elements. So I'm just going to look for the same right over here, and as you can see the same, so I'm simply going to map it. And after mapping all of these details, I'm just going to move on further. Now it is saying number of image to be generated, so I'm just going to keep it as 1. Now I'm just going to select the size of the image, select the quality, and now I'm just going to click on this save and send as request. So this style is not the required field, so you can leave it as blank. And as you can see that we have successfully received the response right over here. And as you can see that over here we have received the image URL. So I'm simply going to copy this image URL right over here, and I'm just going to open it in a new tab. And as you can see that this is the image which has been generated. So yes, I'm just going to add this same image in my Google Drive. For that, I'm just going to add another action step. And now for the action application, I'm simply going to select it as Google Drive. And now for the action event, I'm just going to select it as upload a file. So I'm just going to type upload a file, select the action event, and click on this connect. Now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Google Drive account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply click on this button which says select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and then you have to click on this sign in with Google. Further, Pabbly will ask you to select your Gmail account with the help of which you have to connect your Google Drive. And after you select your Gmail account, Pabbly is going to ask you for some permissions, and once you give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for, Google Drive account will be connected. Alright, I've already connected my Google Drive account, so I'm simply going to go towards this select existing connection and then save. And once I'm just going to go towards this save, it is asking me for the URL, so I'm simply going to map the URL which my AI agent generated, and now it is asking me for the folder ID. So to get this, I'm just going to open my Google Drive folder, and I'm just going to copy this link and paste it right over here. And in this link, after this folders is the folder ID. So I'm simply going to enter this folder ID right over here and move on further. Now for the file name, I'm just going to simply enter the file name, which is the company name. So I'm just going to search for the company name and map it, and I'm just going to click on this save and send as request. And once I'm just going to click on this save and send test request, you're going to see that we have received the positive response that we have successfully added this this image in our Google Drive. So I'm just going to open my Google Drive, and we're going to see that the image has been added right over here. So yes, you can see that with this we have successfully completed this workflow. And now what is going to happen is that as soon as anyone is going to fill in this creative brief form, automatically my workflow is going to get triggered. OpenAI is going to generate me the image, and that image will be added into my Google Drive. So yes, I use Pabbly Form Builder as my example application. You can use any another application and connect it with Pabbly Connect using this feature of Pabbly. So now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect. And while trying, if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. See you in the next video with many more automation tips, everyone. Thank you for watching.
So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can connect many more applications. So now if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this URL. And now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect.